Uganda, in the eyes of fortune hunters, largely from the West and China, is a treasure trove. If the British were our masters during the epoch of imperialism, the Chinese today have taken their coveted position with a subtler approach than the West, anchored on a windfall of loans and development projects to placate indigenous communities and pliant African regimes. Lake Victoria is the second largest freshwater body in the world. This catchment area, covering 71,000 square miles, is a home for a diverse range of flora and fauna species. It is under threat by illegal activities, especially sand mining. A Chinese firm, Mango Tree Limited, with links to the president's brother, General Salim Saleh, is amongst those carrying out sand mining. It is not clear yet whether this firm is exporting sand. However, according to figures obtained from Uganda Revenue Authority, China, in the throes of industrialization, is amongst the leading countries that is importing sand from Uganda. In 2014, Uganda earned a paltry 18 million shillings from 14 tons of sand exported. In 2015, 22 tons of sand earned the country 253 million. In 2016, 19 tons of sand earned the country 4 million shillings, and 3 tons of export last year brought into the coffers 16 million shillings. Uganda Revenue Authority Commissioner for Customs, Dixon's Collins Kateshumbwa, did not respond to our calls to answer queries, including the disparities in the amount of money earned each year from the sale of sand. It is also not clear whether a number of firms exporting the sand are paying taxes in a lucrative business that remains opaque. Other countries which are purchasing Uganda's sand are South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Tanzania, United Kingdom, and Morocco. The United Nations Environment Program survey reveals that sand and gravel account for up to 85% of everything mined globally each year. Demand for sand is spread unevenly across the globe. Building booms in China and India have increased the need for sand in those markets. Globally, China accounts for a fifth of the world's sand imports, according to the Trade Statistics Branch of the United Nations. This is because of the frenzied development of new dams, roads, buildings, and factories. The country has used more sand in the last 4 years than the US has used in the last century. The voracious demand has now sparked a murky trade in Uganda, where petty traders run cartels on behalf of their puppet masters. Through a number of correspondents, we were able to establish that there are a number of unlicensed firms that are exporting that finer part of sand, which is gravel. Amongst the firms is one run by this man we can only identify as Patrick. It is based in Kapeka, Luwero district. In this recorded interview on a mobile phone, we carried out an experiment to verify whether it was possible to purchase sand which we could export to China. The man on phone is Patrick, and this is the conversation.
Hello?
Hello.
Mukuru ngasaze mukuuliza. Msenyo ngenda ku supplying ogo.
Aba China bagala mba supplying. Mbamba de tuba supplying ebyenyanja naye bali interested na musenyi. So kati bwe nabadde njogeza kubuuza ku bana abagwetika bana aba trucks bana abagutunda abatunda just gino gy'okuzimba. We bampeedde omwami we angambire nti nina bwemanyi ali side ze Kapeka sokola ki osokwataganya naye ne mulaba.
Bakuwadde sample zaabwe.
Tebampadde sample naye bambulidde ebika byazo nabiwandisa mu katabo kange wano.
Kati bakugambye batya ebika byakugambye bikaaki? Tusobola okwogerako wano ku ssimu nenfuna ekifaananyi. Naye buzibu nkyakufunye buli lumu. Ani yakuwa ennamba yange n'amannya gange?
Jimpa mami asomba gundo musenyi wa truck.
Communicating naye yakuwa ennamba yange. Tukole business nze tukola naawe kuba byewetaaga kijja kubifuna. Ennaku zino byafuuka bizibu munnange. Yawe tugenda kukola business n'okunyumirwe.
We later planned to film him secretly as he delivered the sample of the sand we were seeking to export, but fearing this could be a trap, he switched off his phone. For those like Sam Mukoli, who has been in the business for 13 years, sand mining is lucrative.
Business, omusenyu business. Kati nze nganzo wawano. Osobola okuŋŋaana okujja wano trip y'omusenyu. era nzija ne ngujjayo ne ngutwala ne nguzimbisa ennyumba n'omulala bw'otyo. Sinze nzekka ayagala ssente ate sinze nzekka ayagala okuzimba.
According to Mukoli, the construction boom in some parts of the world has driven the demand of the golden grain to new heights. This man deals in sand mining preferred not to reveal his identity. However, he revealed that sand is extracted from Lake Victoria, packed and exported. He says the buyers, who are largely Chinese and Nigerian nationals, look for a specific type of sand which is sieved, packed and taken. Unlike sand for construction, which is displayed to attract buyers, gravel has a specific market. Sand and gravel are used in the construction industry to make concrete and asphalt, but has more uses including making glass, electronics, and also helps in extraction of oil in the fracking industry. Wakiso district leaders are sharply divided over the issue, with those seeking to invest dangling carrots. In March 2017, the Wakiso district chairperson Matia Lwanga Bwanika clashed with Chinese who were illegally mining sand at Lugumba landing site. Trouble began when Bwanika, accompanied by his deputy Betty Naluima and the district environment officer Esa Umpoza, among others, carried out an impromptu visit of the sand mining site and asked why the Chinese were excavating sand in contravention of a directive by the district to suspend the activity.
You are here as a worker. Yes. I'm saying, since you're a worker, let us go together with you and you show us your boss. You understand?
Bwanika ordered their arrest, which culminated into a fist fight.
Compliance agreement was signed. Improvement notice was served.
You see, we must have even this. They were served it. Ministry of Water and Environment. You see. Now who is stopping sand mining activities in Lake Victoria?
Ngenda kubalemerako maze okuwandika statement wano okunoonyereza ko ngekundaga nti waliwo abeeyita abanene abali mu bintu bino ababiryamu. Tugenda ne tuwoza kisanja akuna mukyezo omusana gwokya abantu kugenda kubatta simi environment president n'atugamba nga bwagenda okugirwanirira naye nga abantu bali wano bakola ebintu ate abatalina bannansi.
Whereas some sites have been closed, others remain open. In November 2017, a Nigerian national drowned at this site in Bwaise, Katabi Town Council, Entebbe, following a sting operation by the National Environmental Authority. Jesse Kidi was a manager of Porch Mining Company that had been mining sand for more than 2 years. Since then, the dredger machines were withdrawn. When we visited the area, there was almost no work going on, but the fresh trade marks and small heaps of sand are proof that some activity is still happening, probably by the locals. Excavators, dredgers and fresh sand was found at another site in Bukaya, Katawi Town Council. This sand mining site here in Bukaya, Katawi Town Council in Wakiso District was closed on a tip-off that some people were preparing to start sand mining here even without the permission of the District Council. Sources have revealed that Nigerian nationals are responsible for the illegal activities here. Some of the locals we spoke to expressed ambivalence over these projects.
Kati osobola okubanga ewiiki osobola okubanga osasula mukamaawo emitwalo 6. Kati emitwalo gyo 6 agenda kuva mu bintu nga bino omusenyu guno n'obanga ogusomba n'obako w'oguteeka mwana najja n'agukima nosobola okufunamu ssente ezivaamu n'oziba mukamaawo. Naye naffe tufuna okutandagula wabe nti kati kino kifaanana ng'ekigaddwa olwaleero kati naffe twebuuzaamu nti emirimu tulina kuba giva luddawa egyo n'okuba omuntu gy'anaabakola.
Sino twakawuyita okumala emyezi 3 wajaba wase ate wewakka ennyumba erijja kuba eyatika wakati bo bafunye ssente naye nga ffe tuliwo kulemesa bo bye bakola obula ffe tulina okulifeninga ebyaffe naffe bye tukoze.
We moved further to Nalugala in Entebbe on a boat due to the hostile nature of the people working at the site. From a distance, we took some footage of this active dredger. We later moved to the site. After negotiations, we were provided rules on how to film. Sam Mukoli claims NEMA authorized their activities here. I asked Mukoli if he was aware that sand mining in Lake Victoria is illegal, and this was his response.
Tosobola kulimisa kyogalo gamba teri simagolingiwa teri bakwata omuntu bw'oba oyagala lake sand era olina kuva mu nnyanja era lumuuze NEMA yankwatako ko nibagamba tunoonye wonna okusima omusenyu tugusime nabo bafunemu gavumenti ebenga efunamu ssente naye bwe tetugusimye era tuba tujja gubba oba kiro gugwewo nga tebafunyeemu.
He says they work with foreigners who have faster and improved methods of mining.
Nigeria bajja ne technology waabwe era bakozesa ffe era bajja najja ku kitundu n'abuuza awali omusenyu n'omulagirira kati nze bantuukirira manyi oluzungu nasoma mbagamba weeguli bwe bampaayo ssente zange nange mba nga nfuna olunaku nga ŋŋendera awo kuba teguba gwange balina okutegeragana ne nannyini kifo bo ne basalawo ne bagenda mu NEMA ne bawa tenda ne bawa license.
Recently, Mango Tree Group, a Chinese company mining sand in Kauku village on the shores of Lake Victoria, was halted by NEMA and the Wakiso District Council. The Deputy Executive Director of NEMA says Mango Tree has never been given a license to mine sand.
The only certificate they have is for environmental impact assessment in regard to shipbuilding operations. Nothing else. Sometime last year, either last year or in 2016, there was a permit that was signed by the minister then, it was 2016 I think, of water and environment, which was in terms of dredging. But the dredging element was to enable them to build a docking center for the ships. Because if you have a ship plying, it has to dock at some point in time. And it is in that spirit that the minister did grant them that dredging permit. But that permit was for a duration of 1 year. And that year came and ended. And therefore, the permit, as we speak now, is no longer valid. The period passed.
However, the president's brother, General Salim Saleh, who is the coordinator of Operation Wealth Creation, a quasi economic empowerment program, threw his clout behind the Chinese firm. While at a press conference in January this year, Saleh said that Chinese need the sand to construct industries in Namunkeke Industrial Park in Nakaseke district.
Gwe mulimu gwabwe naye kakati district local government ebafuukidde ekizibu ate tebalina webawoleza. So fenga OWC kwe kuvayo ne tubawagira ne tugamba temutya tujja kuba tuwakana n'ebitongole n'awaggulu wonna.
General Saleh said if they are not allowed to get sand, a number of projects will stall.
Tubabuulidde demand y'omusenyu gw'egaali y'omukka. Tubabuulidde capability ya kampani eno y'abasajja bano okugoggola ennyanja kugiteekamu amakubo agayitwamu emmeeri, okuzimba emyalo nga okawuku baagala kuteekawo port, okuzimba emmeeri.
However, Christine Akello says caution should be taken if activities of sand mining are to be taken into the lake.
Because the changes in climate are not favorable to us. If the lake could dry up 2 times before, when our population was very small, less than 6 million then, much less than that. How about now that we are going to 40 million plus people? How about now when we have more industrial processes, more demand for water for consumption, more requests for fisheries resources, and therefore to feed not only our industries, but also providing fish on our tables? We therefore have to be very mindful of that.
Akello says the legitimate plans for wealth creation and improving livelihoods of people should not be done to benefit a few people.
We have to be mindful where we put our capital in, where we put our focus for wealth creation in, not to resources which are already fragile in nature. We have to be very mindful of that, because at the end of the day, a few people might be able to benefit. They'll get rich at the expense of the entire nation. And that is something that history will not forgive us for. Not only history, but also our neighboring countries.
Akello also warns that this can spark a regional conflict amongst the other beneficiaries of the lake.
Egypt and Sudan, for instance, will not look on as our activities have the potential of undermining the entire water resources that feed into the River Nile. So this is a big question. It is bigger than we think. It goes beyond wealth creation. It goes beyond Uganda.
Katabi Town Council Mayor Ronald Kalema told NTV that efforts to stop these activities have yielded no results.
They only come when we have stopped them. And even when they come, they don't fulfill what we tell them. Many of them are working illegally. And we have nothing to do.
He says others rely on the army.
This poach company, I stopped them last year. That's when they came. When they came, one man introduced himself as a soldier. Then I told him, so what? When you're a soldier, do you mean you're going to destroy this? And it is, after some time we even discovered he's not a soldier, you see? So it was like, for us, they allowed us. I asked them their permit. So when I looked at the permit, which was temporary from NEMA, it was saying that they have given them 17 acres in that swamp you've seen, 17 acres.
Kalema revealed that the town council loses capital in form of uncollected taxes.
Their illegal working normally can make us lose about 100 million shillings. And they have those dredgers.
Dredging causes pollution and harms local biodiversity. Thinning coastlines affect beaches' capacity to absorb stormy weather and breeding areas for fish. The result is that the existing deposits are being mined more quickly than they can be naturally replenished, which is damaging the environment. There are substitutes for sand, which include asphalt, concrete, and can be recycled. On 1st February 2018, lawmakers asked the Minister of State for Environment, Mary Kitutu, to provide a detailed report on mining activities. This prompted the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Olanya, to issue a directive halting any mining activities.
All activities, whether you will implement it or not, should be stayed until the Prime Minister comes back to us next week on Thursday. It is our directive as the House.
However, the Environment Minister revealed that there are areas like Ruera in Kalungu district where sand mining is legal.
We are monitoring and we have reports. So whoever queries can come to us for explanation. Scientifically, that is correct. Parliament told us to stop because they wanted us to put the laws in place to regulate, because everybody now flooded there knowing that we can mine this sand and then we go and sell it.
Kitutu says she has not received any complaints of sand mining in Lake Victoria.
I've only heard you people in the media who have been talking about it, but if there are such activities, we normally come in with the marine to stop such activities because we have not permitted anybody in the lake to mine sand.
Whereas some countries have put a cap on sand mining, here in Uganda, it is going on amidst friction between those in support of the lucrative activity and those in favor of protecting the environment. Like other minerals, sand is amongst the resources being plundered by a cartel with ties to foreign nationals at the expense of the environment and citizens. Like a frontier in the wilderness, the resources in Uganda are free to grab by the influential.